This is a riveted panel, so someone put rivets in here to cover a hole. All this means is this whole floorboard has to go.
My name is Zach Ellis and welcome to my journey. I don't know where I'm going or how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to be tearing shit up every step of the way. Along with a few friends, of course. Honestly, I don't know what I'm doing. I'll be building, modifying, repairing, fabricating, and racing every chance I get.
Terrifying.
But if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to smash the subscribe button and of course, enjoy the video.
What is up, guys? We are back out here in the E30 today. Hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad. I got the back windows cracked. But story time today, kind of leading into what we're going to be doing on this video today. Last weekend, I was headed to work like 5 a.m. I had just driven like 40 some miles so far. I just got off the highway. Car was running great, you know, nothing out of the ordinary. Exit the highway, come to a stop. After I make the stop, I start to accelerate again. And I notice my pedal feels funny. It feels like the throttle cable had stretched. So I get to work, I pop the hood, I start looking at the throttle cable because that was the first thing I thought of. Looking at the throttle cable, everything seemed normal, nothing seemed out of place. So I was like, let me look at the gas pedal, I guess. So I open the door, I get down on my knees, I'm checking out the gas pedal. And looking at the gas pedal, when you push the gas pedal, it was wanting to bow the top of the gas pedal backwards. Almost like it had cracked the plastic and it was not as rigid as it should be. So for a temporary fix, I went to the fabrication shop at my work. I asked them, hey, can you cut me a little aluminum strip like the size of my gas pedal so I could zip tie it to the gas pedal and make my pedal rigid again. That's what I did. I got back in the car. I had to drive 20 more miles down the road to my office. And then I realized it did not make any difference. So I get to my office, I'm looking at the pedal some more. I'm like, what is wrong with the pedal? I cut the zip ties off, pulled a piece of metal off, and that's when I realized the gas pedal was in the floor. So what happened was the gas pedal base, the little L bracket that it mounts to, it looks like it rusted off of the car through the floorboard into the frame rail or whatever that channel is underneath the car. So here I was 60 miles from home and I had a broken gas pedal. I couldn't get full throttle. It was going to be a pain in the ass to drive home. So what I did was I took the L bracket that I had zip tied to the pedal, I turned it horizontally, and then I put the carpet over the piece of metal to keep it from sliding forward or back. And I've been driving the car for 4 days or so now with the pedal like that. So today we're going to go to the garage and I think I'm going to start pulling the interior out of this and we're going to look and see how bad the actual floor is there. I know the car had rust, that was no question. We're starting to see now how bad the rust actually is though. So we're gonna cruise, we'll get to the garage and we will pick the camera back up there and start the process of removing the carpet. Hopefully the damage is an easy temporary fix and not a major temporary fix. Alright, so we're loaded up in the garage. Before we get too far into it, I want to show you the pedal real quick just so you can kind of see the issues I was running into. Alright, so here's the gas pedal. Looks pretty normal. Functions as it should. But if I move the carpet out of here, very dirty. see this weird piece of metal I have sitting here, and I can pull the pedal right out. So the base of the pedal is all in good condition. Top of the pedal, good condition. There's an extra zip tie up there I gotta cut off, but this is how I manipulated it to stay. So I stuck the pedal into the original hole, and then I put the edge of the carpet over it just to keep the pedal in place. This seems to work great, but without this on it, the gas pedal fell into the floor like that, and then the top folded, which, no throttle. That's all the throttle movement you had. So we're gonna go ahead, remove the seats, remove the interior completely, minus the dash, not touching the dash, and we're gonna figure out how much work needs to be done to fix this issue. Hopefully it's something simple. Oh yeah, and this is at least a part of the original heel plate. I'm genuinely concerned to see the condition of the floorboards in this car. I know they're bad, but I'm curious, how bad are they? Like, the seats all seem to be very secure, but that doesn't really mean shit. They could probably still be very, very bad condition. So either way, let's get right into it. I'm gonna start with the seats, then we'll move to the center console, and then we'll start looking at everything else that needs to be addressed. Okay, so we got the under the steering column out, we got the whole center console out, we got the rear portion of it where it covers the e-brake area, which that's all here. Got all of the window switches out. The only thing that I found that I was not expecting is this like heater box thing. I think that is part of the vents that go underneath the seat. I'm not 100% sure if I can get the carpet out from underneath that or not. I watched a few videos of other people removing their interior. Most of them did not have this box, which I think this is a IS option, so like a more higher tier option, which kind of sucks. I might have to cut the carpet. I'm gonna mess with it a little bit. If we do have to cut it, it's not the end of the world because I can cut it in a spot that's not going to be seen, but at the end of the day, you don't want to ruin something, especially a OEM piece of equipment. But we're going to go ahead and keep pressing on and get this carpet removed. Alright guys, so we've got everything in the car removed that we need to get removed to get the carpet out. The only thing left is we have to trim the carpet. I have to either remove this box to get the carpet out, or I have to trim the carpet. I don't know how that box comes out. There's all kinds of hoses and random fittings that go to this box, like this one here. Don't know what this little fitting is for, but it comes out of the bottom of the box and goes through the floor. So I think I'm going to trim the carpet. I went ahead and I marked all the spots where I'm going to trim just so you guys can get an idea, and then we'll move on with removing the carpet. So if you look up here, you can see this line right here. I know I'm creating a shadow, but this line here is the bottom of the trim that covers this. If you look right up there, I don't know if you can see that faint line. That line is the line I drew with this marker. That's where I'm going to try and trim the carpet. It's going to trim there, then it's going to trim right there connecting the vents. I'm going to trim it again from there to here, from here to there, over to the passenger side.
up in the front. It's hard to see, but the line starts right there and it goes all the way up to right there. With all that being said, if I'm sitting in the back seat, if anybody knows what exactly that box is, definitely let me know. Let me know if I'm an idiot for cutting my carpet. But I don't want to pull the dash out. That is the last thing I want to do. So we're gonna go ahead, trim the carpet, and start removing it. Oh my god. Carpet's not super easy to work with. It's very stiff. Cutting up around the console wasn't too bad, just a lot of foam underneath the carpet. I guess let's check out the rust damage. The driver's side is pretty bad. So, coming over here to the driver's side, it's bad, but it's not as bad as I was expecting. So, let's take a look. Alright, so first thing to notice, through there, that's the front tire. Right there, that's the tire. I knew this section was rusted out, so it's not really a big surprise. The floor, like, that's a hole. This is all completely shot. The big reason this is so bad, if you can see here, this is a riveted panel. So if someone put rivets in here to cover a hole with some sort of filler. I don't think it's sealed. Like, this is tape. Basically, someone did a super half-assed repair job over here, which is unfortunate. And then over here, so around that is rusted out. All this sound deadening is gone. Which, get that through there. All this means is this whole floorboard has to go. I'll have to cut out this whole entire thing and replace the whole deal in one shot, which was the plan in the first place, but you know, we're here now. It's showtime. Underneath the gas pedal, now I can see why my pedal fell through the floor, because, well, the floor doesn't exist there. Yeah. This side is shot. This whole entire front left floorboard needs to be replaced, so kind of sucks, but not the end of the world. So we can fix that. Back side here behind the seat, it looks like it was rusted out. There we go. Yeah, so this is rusted out. It needs to be repaired. Passenger floorboard up in the front. It is also bad up here. I already knew that the jacking point was shot. No surprise to us. So this front corner has to be replaced. Looks like most of the floor is solid. There's a little section over here that's rusted, which again sucks. And then behind the seat, really bad. Again, it's a little worse than the passenger side just because it's rusted all the way up here from where the sound deadening was. So that has to be repaired. So Basically, the entire floor pan needs to be cut out and replaced. To put it as simple as possible. On the front mounts where like the seat mounts, it all seems fine. It just seems like all the low spots, where your feet go front and back, they rusted out. I don't know. It looks like water got into the car or something to make it rust this bad, or just the fact that it is a Massachusetts car. Just it rusted out, which you kind of expect for a Massachusetts car. Just now I gotta fix it all. Alright guys, so we got the interior completely removed, carpet's down here next to me. Where do we go from here? As we see, the car is rusty. The floorboards are rusted, the floor pans, I knew that they were rusted. Behind the seats, I knew they were rusted, I didn't know how bad they were. Left side's not bad at all, right side, worse, still not that bad. Right passenger side, front footwell is bad. In the jacking point area specifically, which I knew. Driver's side, same exact deal. I had always intended on buying complete floor pans, cutting out the old and welding them in. Now taking the carpet out, I see that that's pretty much my only option. If there were a few small tiny spots that needed to be fixed, I would just cut them out and weld them with metal I have here. But the amount of rust in so many locations, I'm just going to replace the floor pans completely. I found places online that sell the parts that I need, so I'm probably going to order them tonight, tomorrow, the next week, 2 weeks, I don't know. Sooner than later I'm going to order them. That way we can get cutting the old stuff out and putting the new stuff in. The only stuff that I found that is a little bit worse than I thought is on the driver's side. The rust goes up into the front portion behind the pedals a little bit. It's not real bad. I don't think I'm going to buy a whole firewall panel. I think I'm just going to cut the areas that are bad out and weld in new material. The biggest thing with doing that is the rubber undercoating or whatever it is that's under the car. I have to remove that so I don't set the car on fire, which is what it is, right? So overall, I now know why my car gas pedal fell into the floor. I now know that it's not going to be a super simple fix. I could, in theory, just cut a section out, weld a little piece of metal in so I could put the... Hold on. Alright, so, don't know where I left off, but yeah. Car's got rust. Pretty simple, straightforward fixes. I'm excited to make the repair. As crazy as it sounds, I know everyone's probably seeing this rust and they're like, oh, car's trash, scrap it. That is just not the case. It's simple floor pans. I've done them 1,000 times. This might be the newest car I've ever done. No, that's not true. I had a 2002 S10 I did it on, which no different than this. The biggest thing you gotta watch for when you're doing this is, like I said, the underbody coating, electrical stuff, and then fuel lines, fuel and brake lines. Brake lines suck if you cut them. Fuel lines can be a big deal because you can cause a major fire, especially considering the car's got like a half tank of gas. But other than that, I think I'm going to wrap this up. If you guys have any tips, pointers, or if you've done this repair in your car in the past, definitely let me know in the comment section down below. But don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to stick around to see the repairs, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.